All right, all right. Greetings, everyone. I made it. Yes. I'm so glad to know that I was able to come in on this motivational Monday. You all, I'm back. Yay. All right, y'all. I'm going to give you the update real soon on what happened to Dr.CHEF, also known as Dr. Hill. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get Facebook in here because they were wondering too what was going on. So I promised to update you all. I promised to update. And so let me go ahead and do this now. It gives some time. Please like and share. You all know how the routine goes. And I will explain in a moment why you all had not seen me. Then I'll say a little bit over a week. This time it was different. So I'm going to give this update today along with some good nuggets. Yes. You all know how it go. So let me get on Facebook. Let me see. All right, you all. Let's see if they will let us. Hey there, Sister Jamaica, Sister Candy. It's good to see you all come back in. Sorry about that. I know, y'all. Y'all thought I was gone. I promise I would send out a live link to you all if I had decided to just ditch and run. I promise I would have did that. So give me 1 second, you all. Please like and share. 1 second. Let me turn this fan off. Is that too much light for me, y'all? Let me push that out. Okay, you all. As you all see, I wasn't expecting all that. I was not. Okay, I'm here live on Facebook as well. You all have to make sure I give them time because for some reason it's not allowing me to copy my link. All right, happy Motivational Monday. It is I, Dr. Chef. I'm in the house, y'all. Okay. I miss y'all. Y'all see, they try to take look. I'm not gonna say whose YouTube was trying to damp my spirit. I say, how fun with that? That only lasts for a little bit with me. Yes, that's right. I remember with that. So how was your time with your family? Good chat. Tell different ones to tune in if you all can that you might be linked to so that I can at least know that everybody is well. You made it through the first holiday. I need to know that. I know that most of my people that tune in probably don't half and half. It's probably half and half that celebrate the holidays, and then there's half that don't. However, I am neutral because I do believe in spending time if you have time off of work, and this is the time that some do. Kids are out of school. For those who have children, young adults are from college, so you may have spent time with your family. If you've done that and all is well, please put that in the chat. And then we're going to start off something a little new before we go into 2025. State where you're from if you don't mind. What state that you are from. And so that way we get an idea of who's tuning in from which area. And that sometimes encourage others to not feel like the odd bird out when you state your state where you are tuning in from. If you are regular, like some of my supporters that's tuning in now, hey there, Brother Joel. It's good to see you all. Then, oh wow, all the way from Ghana. Oh, okay. I did not know that, Brother Joel. I did not know that. They saw it must have slipped my mind, charged it to my head, not to my heart. Okay. It's good to see you. All right. And so here goes. There we go. Something for some reason, every time I tune in and to try to tune into YouTube and Facebook at the same time. It seems like Facebook all of a sudden gets more of a glitch, or maybe because it's just a Monday evening. I don't know you all, but this is you all's time because I was on Facebook the whole time, just for the record. I was on Facebook the whole time while I was banned, you all. So I know we have strollers and people that may not make comments and may come in that will probably link or flag something because I just found that a little odd, but not really because I did leak some information the week before last with some companies, you all. That's how it works, unfortunately, on these platforms. And this is why I say I don't believe in getting addicted or accustomed to allowing this internet to control my essence of who I am and what I believe in and what I say. I lived that for before this year. I lived that for a couple of years. Some of you all know that, where this was the means of income, and it is in a way, but not my entirety. Um, and I say that because it's like putting your life in the hands of a child. A child doesn't know, most children do not know how to fully take care of an adult, not even halfway. And so, because there's young people and there's others that did not have the greatest intent when they created these platforms, I had to keep that foundation in mind. We have to keep that in mind. This is the reason why I share my number, 618-388-8100. And those you all that you know, when you've taken advantage of purchasing products that I've had to share with you all, and then when you take advantage of getting your free coaching or your consultation, you have the 314 number as well. So, I mean, you have direct contact to me. Also, those you all that's on Facebook and you use Messenger, you also can contact me sometimes through there as well if I get a chance to see it. But nevertheless, those are 3 streams away. And then through my email, DR.CHEF 1798 at gmail.com is a new one, you all, that I added along with the DR.CHEF Health and Wellness. And yes, you do spell the NAND. It is long at gmail.com. And so you have a choice there, which one you want to send. And yes, it does help me with all that I have going on. It does help me when you all send in the little text or message. Hey, DR.CHEF, did you get this? Sister Jamaica is excellent at that. And so give my love, you all, to all of your family. Okay, True says we know how grimy Facebook is when it comes to the truth. Oh, absolutely. But this time, y'all, it was YouTube. It's my first time being flagged from YouTube. Now, you know, I lived that already, that lifestyle already, where things were constantly being stated, but as you know, that wasn't on my end. And so I can say that because those you all know who I was partnering with at the time, that every time you look up, it was getting flagged because of violation of certain things we could say and couldn't say. However, what I learned from that is that you don't allow this to control your spirit. So it wasn't about the so-called Thanksgiving time that comes up, because I'm a firm believer, and I always have been all my life. I've always been, well, I won't say all my life. I'll say the majority of my life. I believe that anyone that controls your emotions, or anything that controls your emotions, what you say and how you act on a regular basis, listen to me closely. It controls you. They control you, not you. But it or they control you when it can control your mood, your swings, your attitude. And it's just something, and it's a daily task. It's something to try to most definitely work at. I'm not going to say that you never get angry or upset. I'm not going to say that, because I believe that God gave us all of those type of normal, natural feelings. However, when it's at a level to where it's mostly negative, and where it starts to affect yourself and how you treat others and how you speak to others and how you treat your family, it's time to cut it off. It's time to cut it out. Yeah. So I could not allow me being banned for the first time on YouTube for a whole week for leaking that information out, which I stand by it all day long. It was true. So if they want to ban me again for saying so, then oh well. I have not told you technically what it was, because they didn't give me technicality of the why. I just know which on my own what information could be somewhat considered as controversial, or as they say, not proven by the medical association, or not proven by this, like they will leak us the truth when we find out, when those that are in the inside find out. No, it's just they want the power to be able to leak the information first, because they make the most money off of it. And they also can change the narrative to something that may not be true, because they make profits off of any type of lies that they participate in, or any type of truth that they can share in order for them to be able to make greater profits. And so they don't want people like myself and others being able to leak certain knowledge and information first, because then at that point now it becomes something watered down by the time they leak the information. I hope that makes sense to y'all. If not, we're going to move on from that. I'm not going to take up too much time talking about that. Exactly, because it's good. Y'all got it. Thank you so much. You got it. And so I've learned that game within the last couple of years alone. And I sit back and I watched how it controlled the spirit and the nature of the partner that I was with at the time. And I did not like it none whatsoever. It kept me on my knees, you all. It kept me, it really did. And so now that is my turn. I have to, as they say, you have to encourage yourself. You have to be reminded yourself of that. This is an enemy that we are going against, and we do have to be wise. You don't step into another person's house telling them how to run their house, and you want to use it. You want to visit, or like they do for so-called Thanksgiving that just passed, you want to come and eat. These platforms give many a chance to make money. It gives many a chance to communicate with their family and friends. This is the upside of it. However, there are rules and there's regulations. No different from if I walk in, this is how I choose to see it. No different than if I come into your house and I didn't know that I was not supposed to hang my coat up in the first closet, but in the second closet. And you said, wait a minute, that's my personal closet. No one is supposed to open that up. Well, if I didn't know, then what am I supposed to do? Get mad at you and say, well, wait a minute. Well, since the first closet is right there, I would think that you would have that for your guests and not the other one. No, that's disrespectful. I'll hang it where you tell me to hang it, because it's your house. This is their platform. So it's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what they paid for and what's their preference. Paying for the internet does not pay for YouTube. And so that's how I choose to ask God. I always ask God to give me an understanding of everything that I participate in. That's in everything, in relationships, with business, with even if I go outside and I want to know direction somewhere. I always ask for an understanding, not so much of a need to control it, as they say. Because once you learn the rules of something, now you can master it. So that's my goal. My goal is to master it, even if I do have to learn how to decide and choose which ones. And some people say, well, that's control. Yeah, it is a form. It is a form of control. But come on, if I want to come to your house, if I want to use your business, if I want to use your platform, there are rules that you must abide by. If not, then be happy staying off. Be happy not asking to come visit. Be content with it. That's your house. You pay for it. This is their platform. They pay for this. See how that worked? So I couldn't get upset. All I did was just use Facebook. I used Instagram. I used the other platforms. So they didn't ban me. They didn't ban me, but they know how to do some glitches. Nevertheless, they used to have a song. It was an old church song, y'all. You all know about it. Y'all know I grew up in church, and so it'll never leave me. Some of those good things will always be in me, especially some of the good hymn songs, church songs. And it was like, this joy that I have, the world did give it to me. This joy that I have, the world can't take it away. This joy this peace that I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. And so that's a lot. This is the reason why I label it still standing. Yeah, I'm getting at a place, y'all, where at 49 years young, like I get more happier and happier when I pass taxes. I got a good song to sing. I'm like, I want to share some of this happiness. And yes, I know the time and the season that this is. And I do want you all to like to share, because this is, I'm down there now. Let me see. I'm at I'm at 10 days countdown before the anniversary of the passing of my beloved angel, beautiful firstborn daughter, Najee Angelise Moore. And I was thinking, I said, okay, Father, I'm feeling a little stronger. I've spoken to my other children, and they're feeling more stronger this year. And we're looking at the signs of the times and everything that's going on, and we're measuring, what Najee would have want to really even be here with everything that's going on, all the changes that's taking place. And I think we all came to the conclusion that the answer would be no. And no, that's not to appease us. It's not to say that everybody feels that way. But with us being the immediate family and us knowing her the most, we all agree that yes, she she wouldn't want it to really be here at a time when all chaos breaks out, because she was a peaceful child. She just wanted to eat, or may I say young lady. She just looked like a little girl. Uh, she loved peace and serenity. She loved praising God. She just loved love, and she loved eating. And so what I've asked God to do, and I hope this helps someone, please like and share. Because I know that there's a lot of people that during this season and this time, if you grew up with a traditional family the way I did, you wind up taking in it automatically make you remember friends and loved ones, family members that may not be here anymore. Or maybe your lifestyle is completely different from each other's now, and you no longer spend the time that you used to. Or just maybe you have those that you really care about, friend or family, that you would like to spend time with, and you can't because it's the another so-called quote unquote end of the year. And I say my encouragement on this motivational Monday is to encourage you all to think, as they say, whatever things that you think on good things. I promise you it lifts the spirit. I promise you it gives strength. I promise you it'll keep you encouraged. And I'm not saying that you won't slip some, the mind, it goes there. But this is the reason why we talk about mind control. This is the reason why I did so many segments on the mathematics of the mind. That wasn't a religious thing for me. It was really about us learning how to control our own mind, because forever, those of us who are melanated people say that, okay, we are part of the matrix now, and we don't like that they have controlled the masses. We don't like that some of us have been hoodwinked by religion. We don't like this, that, and the other. We don't like the unfairness that's going on. We don't like the fact of thinking that, oh, wait a minute, the 2025 agenda may take place now that you know who is in office. We don't like none of that, right? I think that when you think about all of the negatives, it is only natural. It is only it's only smart to think of the opposite of that negative. Because then that's when you know that you're able to balance out. This is when you're able to control your own mind. So, okay, this is not good. I don't see that being a good outcome. You know what? We might just wind up going to war. Or wait, you know what? They may just cut jobs. You know what? They may even stop passports where people can't even come in and out the country. They may do a lot of things. But the question I have on this Motivational Monday is, what are you going to do in the meantime? What can you do that you truly have control over, that can make things better in your now, that will help you not to allow your mind to wonder so much about what all these other powers and entities are doing, that can be good for you, and if you have family, for your family. I promise you, if you're taking down a list of all the things that you need to be doing to prepare, you don't have time to worry. I know that seems like nah, not so, because by thinking to prepare, Dr. Hill, sometimes that can be a stress, that can be a worry. I say not when you know how to not when you know how to prepare. So I say, for those that are on Facebook, go look on my page. Felicia Ann Jordan is still in. That's Felicia Ann Jordan. And underneath, they'll have Felicia Ann Hill. You all will see my products line face there, and my face will be in there in a black suit. I know most of you all are on there. You'll see where I posted up the emergency kit bags that you all should have everything that you should have in it. And while you're focusing on, for those you all that don't have it, we call it the bug out bags now, but it's a emergency bags. I mentioned this about a couple of weeks ago, last segment, and I'm mentioning it again because when you prepare for the worst while doing the good, it alleviates stress. It alleviates stress. I promise you. So this is the reason why you all see, for those of y'all that's on my Facebook page, y'all see me bobbing to my music. Doom, 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 doom. Did nobody write me no big check yet? I didn't get no raise nowhere. I didn't sell a whole bunch of more products. I didn't get a chance to feed all of the homeless and take care of all the children that I would love to take care of. Mm-mm. The joy of, as they say, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Somebody say, well, who your Lord is? Who your Lord? The God over this universe. Some say Jesus. Some say Yeshua. Many say Allah. I say the God of this entire universe. That's where my joy comes from. Because see, when I have questions about the biblical things that's written and that I may not quite understand as much as I would like to, when I have questions about the traditions that some religious practice that you can tell is no good for any of our people or that has no merit, it profits you nothing. And what I mean by profit, I mean it does not do anything for your soul. When I have those questions in my mind, or when I see others that say that they represent something and they're not representing well, and I don't mean by lip service, I don't mean by even coming before this platform, I don't even mean by you doing a few good deeds for other people. I mean to the point to where I can feel that spirit, where I can really truly feel your heart. And I don't mean just because we're crying on here. I don't mean just because I look sad. I mean where I can feel it in the depths of my soul. Now, I know that's deep. And yes, you do have to care. You do have to be an internalizer for that. And I know this world has set us up to have our hearts to be turned into wax of coal. And that's biblical too, you all. I used to fear wondering if I would live, if we would live to see the day where it said in the last days that if God didn't return sooner, that the people's heart would be waxed to coal. Men would become lovers of their own selves. Mothers and fathers, it'll be like husbands and wives are not husband and wives. The father against son, son against father, daughter against mother, mother against daughter. And reading that as a child and on into my teens and 20s, for a minute, it started to worry me. I started to get concerned about it. And I had the right to, because at that time, I was still counseling. I was still working in ministry. And so I was starting to see this thing because of the dysfunction, because of who lost a loved one, because of my mom is sick, because of, my dad is an alcoholic, or because my uncle is sprung out on crack. It was so many things that were caused and that I'm watching around me that was going on that made me concerned about, well, wait a minute, what's going to be by the time I hit 40? I'm just thinking 40. I wasn't even thinking 50. I'm like, then I'm thinking about the Bible, talking about Israel and all the children of Israel said it was hard for anybody to make it in past 40. And so if you believe that you're a Hebrew Israelite, then, well, now you got the fret 40. And then every time you look up, and now all of a sudden 40 is the new 20. And all of a sudden 60 is the new 40. And you see, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. But more important, it's a terrible thing to put waste in, meaning things that you cannot use, things that do not matter. And I think that everybody's tuned in now. Maybe. Hey there, Biggie. The Biggs Marley. I think I seen your name a while back. Hey, Sister Jenny, good to see you all. when I really sit back and I think about it, so I know you all to put two and two together. I am a critical thinker about things that I believe that matters in life. And yes, it can become overwhelming if you don't know when to take a musa. And according to the time and the season that I'm born in, they say that I'm not supposed to naturally be able to do that. That I say, like some of my mothers on the motherboard used to say, the devil is a lie and ain't no truth in it. You control how you eat. You control how you feel. You control that. I don't care how many satellites that they got up in space. I don't care about how many things that they do to these cell phones that make you feel like, oh, well, they mocking, they monitoring everything that we do. I don't care about how many times that come on that we come on these platforms and then we all communicate, and it seems like they able to gather all of our information. These things, if you really think about it, you all, it's simple. It does not give you life. It's mere entertainment for the most part. What matters is who you are with, what friends you have, what family you have that are of like mind, where we all want to see, where one another want to see each other succeed in life, do good things in life, be well in life, be in good health in your life, your children doing well. That's what matters. And I know we say it all the time, and we say, yeah, people that ain't got money, yeah, them the ones that always to say, yeah, no matter how much money you make. Come on, y'all. Let's think about it. What they're saying is that it doesn't matter how much money you have. The money cannot bring you joy and peace. It's only temporary. And I know this past 2 years was the first time I made my most of funds, money, here on this platform. First time in my life that I made the most. And I tell you, with it, it brought out all different types of crazy. All different types. And I once again live just like you all hearing that being said, where I made money before, I've been given things before, and I got a chance to travel some places and see some things. I've gotten a chance to meet famous people. I've gotten a chance to sit at the table with millionaires and billionaires, all that fancy stuff. Just to find out that part is true, you all. At the end of the day, even the millionaire, even the billionaire is looking for real people that they can trust. At the end of the day, even the millionaire and the billionaire looking for a mate that they can trust, that they can rely on, that they know is the ride or live. Notice I didn't say ride or die. I ain't down with the suicidal mentality. Y'all is crazy. I'm gonna say it right now on this Motivational Monday. So those of you all that have missions, you have ministry, you have work, you have community leadership qualities in you, or you are participating in anything, that does not mean that you got to kill yourself doing it. And to speak it is of the devil. I'm saying it on this Motivational Monday. To speak death over yourself when we have an enemy or enemies here set that is set up 1,000 ways just through your food and your drinks alone, through the air alone, to take you out of here, for you to speak that over your life when you so-called doing something that's supposed to be good for others, that is not the will of God. And I'm going to say it again. For those who are at the end of the day, no matter how much money you make, no matter how successful you get, the main important thing is that you have people that's there with you to help you. That's going to be your ride to live people. Because death is inevitable. Y'all know I should know now. If I didn't think about it, if I thought for a second that I was God, God, if I thought that I was God then, I don't think so now. I put in a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights and days on top of days. A lot of getting up in the middle of the night at 1, 2, 3 a.m. sitting up, crying out to God, praying like an old 101 woman for my family, for my friends, for the people around me. even for the time that I could see that I was going to come before this platform. I didn't know how it was going to happen. And my God, the way it happened was something cruel. Yeah. It was a test that most people wouldn't even pass. And I'm not saying that to gloat about it. I'm saying that to say that even I didn't know how great the test would be. But because of my faith and my love and my commitment to God first, even beyond myself, even beyond my children, even above my husband at the time, that was my strength. And so I like to encourage you all on this Motivational Monday to get a closer relationship with God. Get a closer relationship. If you don't believe in the power of prayer, try it. Give me a call at 618-388-8100 and let me know how it's working out for you. Because see, through communication, because I just posted a post, and it is something that Facebook can come through today. I know they were looking for it, but maybe because it wasn't meant for it to. And I'm going to say that's the reason. It's not too late. Go for it. Okay, I see my brother saying it's not too late. Go for it. He just posted the information, Brother Paul Muhammad, and I'm going to get to what I'm trying to say and why. Brother Paul Muhammad is posting, he posts, it's $135 per person for those of y'all. I have to do this quick commercial. If you, and $100 without a radio. It's $135 with the radio, ham radio, and $100 without a radio. If you all want to be taught how to use a ham radio in the time of, if we have an emergency situation here in America, you all, it's called Learn Emergency Communication. He's an engineer, you all. He teaches youth. This is a brother that I grew up with. And he's been doing this for warned us of all of the catastrophes that have taken place. It's going to start, unfortunately, tomorrow. If I could have came on earlier, you all, and given you all this information or knew how to share it to YouTube, I would have. So forgive me for not knowing how to do that. I know how to do a lot of things, but that's one that I have not learned how to master yet. And okay, so back to what I was going to say. The reason why, bear with me, why I believe that it wasn't for me. Oh, look at that face. I'm tripping. Excuse my French. Okay, here goes the emergency kits, you all. You all asked me about that. Can you all see this? Please let me know if you can. I'm trying not to have that. Is it too bright? I hate that. Let me not use it. Is it too bright? Can you all see that? There we go. I had to get closer. This is the emergency kit where it shows you your water, your light, your lamp, all of the different things that you need, duct tape, masking. So to give you all a good idea of what all they're going to be talking about. It's not just going to be about that. So bottom line is that anybody want any information about it, just text the 618 number, 388-8100 number, put it in the chat. And Sister Jamaica can't see it. If you can put that information in the chat, if your hands are not tied, Sister Jamaica, please, I really highly appreciate it. The 618-388-8100 number for any of y'all that's interested in that information and that would like to take advantage of now or the next time when he does it, just send me a link asking about the emergency communication. Just say I would like to learn about the emergency, or just say emergency. I will know, and I will send that information over to you all. For those of you all that are on Facebook and Messenger, I can send that link to you. I can do that. I have not figured out how to per se do that. Well, I guess I could copy and paste it if you send your email as well. So just note that I will be sharing that information with you. So back to what I was saying at first before that came through. The reason why I got to a place, you all, where I realized that I had to go through what I had to go through, and I am going to be sharing some truths unless God changed my mind about it. It's no harm in changing your mind, but I want to dedicate it to my daughter. About because I think that it will be encouraging for a lot of people. Yes, I have had to go through my spell of, do I do bus outs? But I'm one that I focus on the good that's been done. And I think that we all should try to practice that. Um, even when you have been used as a doormat, or your information has been used in a manner to uplift others and discredit you, whether it be through silence, be through just not mentioning, but yet mention worldly people and people that help destroy families on purpose, intentionally, that that doesn't mind separating for fame, for attention, because I want to be the world's greatest speaker, or because I want the world to know who I am, because I want to be your God, I want to be your judge. Um, all of these different things. And so I had to channel that, you all, for I had to really think about how I would word certain things and say certain things so that it could be more of a lesson and a help to you all, versus just coming out with a lot of anger and frustration, because of the double standard, because of the misogynistic type of spirit and energy that I've had to deal with for the last couple of years. And the reason why I say had to is because I believe that it was a lesson for me to have to learn, because I've only seen it for a period of time in other positions, not ever before these type of platforms. I've seen it behind closed doors, I've seen it in church, but never had I had to deal with it where I have so many people asking questions about what happened. Well, I want to use either the day before or the day of my daughter's second anniversary of Nigeria not being here to share that with you all. So stay tuned, because I don't want to carry it over into 2025. It said 2024 was the year of reveal. I don't think that it's no coincidence that I'm born on the 24th. My daughter's born on the 24th. She is 24. This is the 24th. My daughter passed at the age of 24. You get it? Kind of get it? So I kind of can't. I'm not always thinking about numbers, but it was kind of hard to kind of overlook those numbers this time around. And for me, it's completion. It's not just about reveal. It's about completing, because this time last year, and I looked up, I saw a post. You know how you are when you go on social media and you look, and they'll show you something that you post the same day, but a year or two, a few years ago. You know how you catch those old stories that come through. And I saw on it says December the 2nd, 2021. I just saw it earlier today, and I said, man, I hope I remember to mention this to you all on Motivational Monday. And what it said was, you all, I'm standing in the need of prayer. Satan desires to take me out of here. Satan is trying to take me out of here. He desires to take my love and my peace that's in my heart away from me. That was 2021. That was right. This is right as I'm coming before you all for the first time. You too, for the first time. And I was trying to remember, okay, what exactly was going on at this time? And what I remember was that Satan, that I was the spirit, the demonic force that I was with at the time, was talking a lot of negative things into my spirit, to the point to where I literally had to, I had to go back to church. I had to go back to church, and I had to seek prayer from mothers and my elders, because I didn't leave the church in a negative way. I did not start a ministry in a negative way. I didn't have art because people was eating chicken. I didn't have art because of it's just because the pastor is not right. Yeah, I ran into that once. Yes, I did, but I never actually joined. I just did a service for this particular church. There was only one church I had that experience with, just one. And I'm choosing not to name the name at this point, because I didn't have an issue with the pastor themselves, the original overseer. It was just one leader in the midst of that congregation that was practicing some things that I knew was not, as they say, was not of God, and God is not pleased. And because I had to answer to them for is the work, the healing ministry that I was participating in, that I was asked constantly to participate in, I had to deal. I had to communicate with this particular leader. And so from that, I learned a lesson. From that, I met my husband at the time. From that, um, that was also the timing of my father, the anniversary of my dad passing as well. And then that would have been a couple of months after my mother had transitioned. And so I got a chance to get a bird's eye view of just how much the enemy was trying to attack me with not just the loss of loved ones and the heart of COVID, but also with me being so distracted and just putting in so much work at the time. Satan was able to whisper in my ear and make me think that he meant me well, that he really meant me well. And what I meant by well, he meant to secure it. He meant to not necessarily take care of me, because it's obvious I know how to take care of myself, but he meant to protect, that he really truly meant to cover, that he really truly meant to. And I'm saying it like this on purpose, you all, because I want to leave the nitty gritty. I want to leave the black and white for December the 13th, anywhere between December the 12th and 13th. I will make that announcement probably around about Wednesday, because I think it's a whole lot of women and men that need to hear this. Because that's what my daughter stood for. She was just black and white. She stood for realness. She could tell if a person had a good spirit about them or when they was in a good mood. She could tell when you was sad. She could tell when you was upset and angry. And she just had a calm about her where either, now, if it was too much, she knew to just walk away. But if not, then she would take your hand and she would make you wave your hand up to the sky. Like, thank God anyway. Didn't matter how mean you looked. And then she would go. She would leave. Listen to her gospel. You Know My Name by Tasha Cobbs was her favorite gospel song. And I had to listen to that from that year of 2021 all the way up until she passed. And so I try to ask God, okay, why now? Why would you choose the 24 years? Why would you give me 24 years? Because he spoke it to me. I know in my spirit, let me say in my spirit, I heard it after my mother passed, that you got one more year left with your daughter. And I'm thinking, once again, the devil is a lie. But then when it happened, I realized that, wait a minute, now I have to find a new drive. I have to find a new motivation. Any of y'all ever think about it? You ever had your motivation, for most parents or your children, to keep working, to keep striving when things get extremely hard and challenging? Or maybe it's your husband or your wife. Maybe it's your job because it's relying on you, or the organization that you are a part of. Thank you so much. Hey there, greetings, Sister Dorothy. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for that, Sister Jamaica. Thank you all so much. Hey, Sister Chanel, good to see you. Well, I was there. And now, after 24 years, I have to now decide, what is my new drive? Now that Najee has transitioned, she's passed on, what will give me my strength? Because for 24 years now, which is technically half of my life, I'm 49. Do the math, y'all. Do the math. Half of my life was my drive was, I got to get up every day to help take care of her. I got to get up every day to take care of her siblings. I got to get up every day to make sure that my husband at the time is good and he's encouraged and he's fed and he's this and he's that and he's thinking that he's God. Which women, we're going to have a talk about that. You all got to be very careful about what spirit you are uplifting. Because the one thing that I've learned out of all of this, and I hope that it helps someone, and I hope I'm not too off the subject, is that when you are a jewel, and I don't mean this in a condescending way or a private or a prideful type of way, in no shape, form, or fashion. So please take it from the most humblest place that you can in your mind. When you know that you are generally overall seen as a good person, when you know that in most of your thoughts, because only I know my thoughts on a regular basis. Think about it, you all. When you know that your heart and when your mind is mostly thinking about good things, understand that spirit, I had to understand that while I'm in work mode, while I'm in mother mode, while I'm in wife mode, while I'm in big sister mode, counselor mode, coach mode, I don't have time to entertain a lot of negativity, because it's negativity already in helping someone, because you're trying to help them out of a negative place, out of something that has the ability to destroy them. So that's enough negativity for me. As you all can imagine, those of you all that work in the health field, nursing field, or taking care of children, you know what I'm talking about. So when it's time for me to mate, you all, that's what I have to have. I learned that I have to be with someone that understands how to turn it off, how to turn off negativity. My life could not ever be coming before her constantly talking about everybody who died. I experienced it already through my family, 20-something people. My life could never be constantly talking about what stars are doing, what famous people are doing to get to where they want to go. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what sinners do. See, I was raised by well-seasoned people that didn't get into everybody else's business. You had to personally know them. You had to personally be a friend. And that's how I got God. And I'm going to talk about that. How you can get God even when you're sweet. How you can get God even when you're strong. How you can get God. Can I use the word God? And how you're able, and how you can still stand in the midst of being gotten, in the midst of being and cast to the side for another ungodly man, for another adulterous man, for another man that's hungry for money, for another man that does not really have no real true honor in marriage. How you can get there all while losing your loved ones, all while the world is happening and the presidency is doing all different type of crazy stuff, while the politicking is going on, while the religious people still preaching, while the preachers still hooking the Messiah, while the school bus driver is still driving. How do you still stand when your focus has always been, what can I do to make a really good godly difference? See, I tried to explain to you all, this didn't start for me just because my father passed in 2020, in 2015, or my mom then passed, and people passed in between that time. That was a great encouragement to me. This mission of helping people didn't start for me doing that type of emotional, from an emotional trauma place. All that did was remind me that I needed to structure it more, because God is already using me in the field professionally in health and wellness. It's already using me in the nursing field, already using me in that way. I was already in the health and wellness field. I was already doing wellness, and I was already practicing it in the ministry. So that wasn't something, losing my parents or losing my loved ones or them passing along did not, COVID didn't do that for me. And no, it didn't take someone famous on social media or someone that's known for being in a conscious community to give me a chance to speak at a college or give me a chance to speak somewhere in order for me to feel like now I got the power to do for my people. I didn't have to go to the military for this. I didn't have to become no security guard or no weak back a body catcher. I said exactly what I meant to say it, you all. This is something that when you know that you know that you know that it's embedded in you, that you have to do no matter what come up against you. I wouldn't dare want to have to try to save the world or save everybody around me. And I'm just getting started 6 years ago. And I'm in my most emotional place. I'm in a place where I got, as they say, legions of demons on me, where all I can do is, just because my mama or my daddy was ministers, I can huff and puff like them and get attention. I can't go out like that, y'all. You can't go out like that. So it's either all the way real behind closed doors and on the platform, or not at all. And this is where we all have to get. We're in the most serious time of our life now, you all. We wasn't, see, our parents, them, think about it. Our grandparents experienced this in World War One and World War Two, where you could see the world changing, where they were able to see it changing. Some of them died in the midst of the battle. Some of them still went strong and still standing. But it left an impact on them. Some of them are sick to this day, living to 80, 90, 100 years old. I know, because I have clients. I have some of them right now to this day that I'm coaching, where they have a memory of all of the different changes that has taken place in life. And this is what's causing them not to be fully healed, because their minds is locked into the past. Their minds is locked into, look, I'm the last one standing. What do you all think that I'm getting from that, to where it gives me the strength to share something with you all? What I get from that is determination. What I get from that is wisdom, because they use wisdom in how to get around, how like Harriet Tubman did. Even though it appears that she was having episodes, you all, some form of epilepsy or blackouts. How in the world did this woman say lead 2,000 people and go and get that many slaves and figure out a way to get through tunnels and dogs and that? Y'all ever think about that? She had to be focused. She had to be wise. She didn't go out there, hey, here I go, see me. See, that's what these platforms do. Here I go, see what y'all see what I'm doing. I'm finna catch a few slaves. Here, hold on, y'all. Let our horse stay right here. No, when she did that, she knew that she had to have some ammunition. She had to have some brothers fighting with her if she was going to, as they do a standoff. So this is the reason why I have to speak real. And I have to say, you all, we have to apply healthy mindedness and having a healthy spirit into having to ask God for wisdom of the know-how. The best way of getting to our people, not by numbers, because see, you can pay for that, and y'all know I know that you can pay $2,000-$3,000, and y'all have been told it, and some of the people that's tuned in now have been told it, and you really don't even think about it, but you're giving money for ratings. You're not necessarily giving money for truth. You're getting money to make someone else money. And they're only giving less than 5% of that money to whoever they claim to be helping, for the most part. How do you know that, Dr. Chef? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world just to lose his soul? I know that because as they say, I've been sitting behind the veil. I had to listen. I had to pay attention. And I did, y'all. I asked myself, now why am I not angry? Why am I not upset now? Yeah, when I think about the effects it had on the children, of course, when I think about the effects they have on other people, yes, I get a little sad and I get a little down and out, but it can't last, because now my job is to encourage. My place is to uplift, not to tear down. So I can't be with someone that tears down if I'm an uplifter. I can't be with someone that jumps onto any lie because it brings ratings. And here it is, because it's no ratings when you're speaking love and when you're speaking life and when you're speaking truth. Oh, you ain't gonna get this money? See, I went through that, you all, in my 20s. My first time around. We're gonna start this church, y'all. This is how it went. Real talk. Listen. Real talk. Keep it 1 billion with you. Well, we can start this church, because this way we'll never have to work again. And since people like you, and you're real likable, We won't have to do nothing but just do Bible class and have a Sunday service, and we don't have to, and we won't have to work no more, and you won't never have to work, and because the people will be writing us checks, and they'll be giving us the money. Now I know y'all hear some people gloating and boasting about what their family did and who their daddy and mamas them was. They were a preacher. Mine was a real missionary. I'm thankful, and it do get me teared up sometimes because I believe that's one of the reasons why they left her so young. And this is the reason why you all hear when people are zealous and when people want to make an impact, why they die so young. In these particular cases, when you're talking about working for people and working for the good of people, because they don't know how to take care of themselves. They know how to speak it, but they don't know how to take care of themselves. And I think that they lack not understanding that life and death it really does lie in the tongue, meaning what you think you become. But understand this, I learned that there is a form of manipulation that when a person realizes that they got your ear, your mind, when they realize that they have that and that they can talk you out of money that you know that you owe to other people, or money that you need to be using to take care of yourself in your place where you are, they realize that they can talk you into anything. I experienced that for the first time in my life just a couple of years ago. Never thought it was possible, but it was a hard place to be, you all. And maybe some of you all have too. Well, you have to sit back and you can hear the voice, and it's God, because he's trying to teach you something. He said, little girl, let me tell you how maybe I see God as a father, like I saw my father. And so this is how I speak to God, how I hear it. He said, little girl, I need for you to sit still and pay attention. My daddy, my natural father, my biological father used to always say, stay focused, young lady, stay focused. He always knew I never had to say a word. And so, yes, I got accustomed to not having to overly explain myself to the men that raised me, my uncles, my father, my grandfather, only when they asked me a question. And so you can naturally imagine that I carried that over into my marriage. Because that's the only way I knew that the person was in tune, was watching, was paying attention to the fact that I am merely trying to learn and be a helpmeet, not trying to control and take over nothing. Just because you have, one thing I've learned is just because you have the ability to do something doesn't mean that it's always your place to do it. However, there are those that will take advantage of that when they know that you have the ability to do something, or when they know that you are the one that can gather and the one that can draw good people to you. They will act as if they are your friend, they are your lover, they want to be your covering, just so they can draw the people that you draw. As they say, sheep led to the slaughter. And so I spoke to my auntie about this yesterday. And she said, yeah, women like you, listen up, sisters, it's a magnet for manipulating men. You're a magnet. They look, they hunt, they smell good supporting women. They love it. Like a dog hunting for meat. And I said, I've heard this before, as they call us empathists. It kind of made me think about slavery. You imagine the ones that were enslaved, actually enslaved in chains, enslaved for years. And eventually they studied the master so good. Hear me out, y'all. They did their work. They let the master whip them. They let them, they didn't let, but they took their young. They preyed on the young, took their women, took their wives, took their husbands. And all along, while they're still doing their work, while they're still trying to take care of what they do have left, they're learning the ropes, each step, each place that the master goes. Everything they do, what time he wakes up, what time he go to sleep. See, that's what these platforms do. So, see, I never get worried about whether or not they keep me off of here. You just give me time to move and groove the way I need to without the adversary seeing my every move. So thank you, YouTube, for counseling me out for a week. I know I would have been that type of slave where, yeah, I done taken 20 lashes and yeah, it's going to hurt. I can only imagine it's going to hurt. Well, all along, they're not understanding. We have to get to a place to where why your master or why those evil people, why these manipulative people that we have governing over us think that they're winning. We have to learn how to play chess, y'all. We have to learn. We got to learn that system. You should know by now that when they say, just like a preacher, and you're going to close now, you know that closing 9 times 10 ain't going to come to like a half an hour to an hour later. Those of us who grew up in church knew that. When the preacher say, and I'm about to close now, and I'm about to get out of here now, that means about a half an hour to an hour later, technically, in a black church. Presidency, when you see something catastrophic about to happen in the world today, it usually will give you heads. They'll usually start inching and talking about it in the news and on it, and maybe about a couple of months in advance. You start hearing a little extra through social media and different things, maybe 6 months prior to. So you know that means start getting prepared. Women, and I guess this will be for our men, when a woman get quiet after you are not done right by her, and beforehand, I don't care if it was 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 50 years. If she was constantly explaining to you and asking you, well, baby, well, why can we do that? Well, honey, well, can we do this? Well, honey, and you shut her down too many times. My God forbid if you start to abuse her to the point to where now she feels that she is not heard and she has no voice. As they say, that's a time that you need to understand in most cases, that's when a woman is getting ready to shift. That's when she's going to leave or she's planning to. Or that's when she no longer cares anymore. In most cases, not all, most cases. Same with a man. When he starts to complain and he stops doing the things that he normally would do, pay the bills on time, make sure that the house is locked up right, ask you how was your day or how you feeling. When they stop doing that, women, that means you know now. That means either he got somebody else on the side or he's ready to jump ship. Or he wants his cake and then he wants to eat it too. Either way, it's when the change comes, when you see the conversation change. When you see that there's not much being said. When you see the routine change. Y'all, a lot has changed now. The routine has changed in this world today is what I'm getting to. You do see where most of us, men and women and all of us, different people are leaving their families, going out the country. Different folks is doing things they ain't never done before. Out of fear. Out of this may be my last year or two. I may not have long. But what I've learned is that you got to watch out when a person is working and when they're doing it and they still talking, just like I'm talking to you right now. Hear ye, hear ye. They ain't planning on going nowhere soon. They're planning on your emotions. They're planning on your mind. Now, I'm not doing that because I don't have no money, no big time money in stakes in this. I don't have no desire to have to, per se, have it where every country know my name. That's never, if it happens, it happens. All praise be to God, as they say. I'm okay with being where God wants me to be. It's not why I come before the platforms. I'm not sitting back wondering if I got 1,000 likes. And even though I say like and share because there may be some things I may say that may help some people to really think.